Keith calling in from Florida. Keith, a routine caller of this show. Keith, how's it going?
I'm doing well, Dan. How are you?
Doing good. We want to take your call here right at the end while we have a little less than 10 minutes now, about 8 minutes now to take your call. So lay it on us.
All right. So I have questions for you, Joe. I could probably talk to you for a couple of hours because I am so confused. I want to know, do you believe that you said earlier that you don't believe in an entity God. Do you believe in any form of God?
I believe in divinity. But like I said, divinity is mystery. Divinity is what's beyond in the universe that we don't even understand. Divinity is like, it can't be contained. It can't be really even explained. Divinity is also you, and the most authentic version of who you are. Being able to see divinity in other humans is respecting them as fully human too. And the moment that you dehumanize them, you stop seeing divinity in them. But yeah, I don't believe in divinity. I don't believe in a being. I don't believe in an entity. I can't. It's not a rational belief for me. It's just not a rational belief. So I don't pray. What they call prayer to me is just, I sit down and I journal a lot, where I am in kind of asking about my own subconscious and what's going on there, and dismantling my own trauma and healing. That's what I call prayer now, because I'm having a conversation with my own consciousness, basically, and my awareness. But I don't pray or hope for somebody to just kind of run interference and fix my life. That's usually called privilege. So yeah, I don't, and and I understand and recognize that for most people makes me not a Christian, and that's fine. Like, that's the thing. I don't love talking about my personal beliefs so much, because people they are so quick to tell me, you don't get to believe that and be a Christian, as though somebody had a monopoly on what it means to be a Christian, or somebody had a monopoly on what it looks like to be whole and heal, or somebody had a monopoly on what it looks like to, on what consciousness looks like or awareness looks like. Like, I get to call myself whatever I want to, because these beliefs have made me a healthier version of myself. They've made me better. I get to show up in the world as the most authentic version of myself. I'm the best mom I could be, the best partner I could be, the best friend I could be, because of all of these beliefs. But it doesn't mean that they have to be somebody else's beliefs, And also, I don't need anybody's approval for them.
I gotta admit, I'm a little more confused. Don't get me wrong, you seem like an awesome person. You seem great. I'm just a little confused. But I guess I'd like to ask one more question, and then I'll probably hop off the line so Dan can close out the show and you can just answer off air. What is the reason that you choose to continue to use the Christian label? And again, I'll go ahead and hop off so that Dan can go ahead and close out the show.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Keith. Appreciate it.
Thank you. You know what? That is one of the most recurring questions that I get. Why? Why do you still call yourself a Christian? And honestly, it's an act of resistance. That's what it is. The narrative of Christianity, the narrative of the Christ, the narratives of the Christ, a lot of Jewish ideas too that were taken from Christianity, they have been such a huge part of my own healing. They have been such a huge part of me showing up in the world as my true self. And Dan was saying, like, you start fights online and then you show up for these fights too. And part of the reason why I can show up for these fights is because my belonging doesn't hinge on anybody else's approval. It's because I've been able to heal, and I don't necessarily care that people approve of me or not. I don't, and I've been able to, my belonging is so intrinsic to me, to who the person that I am. And that's taken a lot of work and a lot of healing and a lot of trauma work that I've had to do. But Christianity has been, like, reading the Bible in the Hebrew and the Greek and studying a lot of these narratives as narratives of healing, as people that were trying to heal and be the most healthy and whole version of themselves and their communities, was a huge part of my own healing and liberation. It was a huge part of me becoming the person that I am today. Christianity already stole from me a lot. You know, Christianity stole from me years of things. It stole from me a lot of fun, a lot of embodying just my own sexuality, a lot of different things Christianity stole from me. It doesn't get to steal part of my healing too. It doesn't. Like the notion of the Christ, the what they call the cosmic Christ, is a part of my healing. So the Christ belongs to me too, because I want it to belong to me, and nobody gets to tell me that it doesn't. So it's in part, it's also my own. I'm being stubborn too. I'm tired of people. I was told inside of Christianity, I couldn't, I shouldn't, I wouldn't. This is what I had to. This is what I had to wear and look like and behave like. And now outside of this Christian world, I say, no, I still want to be a Christian, but under my conditions. And they tell me, no, you can't. Both Christians and non-Christians alike tell me, no, you cannot. And part of my own liberation is resisting that narrative and saying, I do. I get to do whatever the hell I want because I'm not harming anybody. The reality is I'm not harming anybody by saying that I am a Christian, because Christians are everywhere anyways. So if you're going to fight me, who doesn't, and I'm not saying you're fighting me, I'm just saying if anybody wants to fight me for still wanting to be a Christian, I will ask them to first fight all of the John Pipers in the world that are actually causing real harm, and not a woman of color online fighting against oppression. It's a big part of it is this belongs to me because it was part of my liberation. And I don't let anybody tell me anymore what I get to or don't get to be. So if I say I'm a Christian, I am.
There you have it, folks.